Can y'all? Okay, my signal is horrible, so I'm gonna try to do this quickly. Anyway, one of the ways that I used to try to quench the thirst of my flesh was with sex, because for me, who had low self-esteem and didn't know who I was and didn't really know my own identity, it made me feel powerful and confident and strong. The problem is it wasn't just something I could do one time and leave alone. And that's what we do. We try to, instead of getting with the word, Jesus says that I am the everlasting water, that I am, the water that leaves you never thirsting for more, but I'll leave you so full that you're overflowing. And so it's something that the thirst of the flesh is dangerous, because you go looking in your job, you go looking in careers, you go looking in people, you go looking in sex, you go looking in drugs, you go looking in alcohol, and it always feels like you can never quite satisfy that thirst. When Jesus was going, he had to go through Samaria, and he stopped to see the woman at the well. Why? Because this woman had been looking her whole life for something that she couldn't find. And so she was looking in man after man after man, bed after bed after bed, husband after husband after husband. And so when Jesus came to her, he said, go get your husband. And she said, well, I don't have one. And Jesus basically came for her life, and he said, no, you don't. You're right. Because you've been constantly looking for whatever it is you're searching for in the wrong place. And here I am sitting in front of you, the living water, and I can quench that thirst. I can leave it to where you're never thirsty again. And so when you find yourself in life searching, I guess this is my point. When you find yourself in life searching and your flesh feels thirsty and it feels like you're looking for something but you don't know what you're looking for, you got to go to the Word. You got to get a relationship with God and get to know Him, because that will leave you feeling full and quenched. But when I was out there in the world looking for my fulfillment in sex, it was like I could never find it. And I would just keep on and keep on and keep on doing it because my flesh was so thirsty. And what happens is, I don't know if you guys have ever, on a hot day, you've been thirsty, so you went and got you a pop and you drank that pop, but you still felt thirsty after that. Why? Because it wasn't water. And pop can't quench your thirst like water. Sex is pop. Work is pop. Drugs is pop. Alcohol is pop. It can't quench your thirst like God can, like Christ can. So if you're living your life right now and you feel empty and you don't know why, and you keep doing more and more and more of what you're doing but feeling more and more empty, I encourage you to get a relationship with God, because that's what's going to be your fulfillment. That's what's going to fill you up. That's what's going to make you feel complete. Also, with the thirst of the flesh, sin is not something you can do one time and it'd be enough. I know that there were times that I was in relationships and I would break up and I would be friends with that person, and maybe I would slip up and end up sleeping with them again, and I would think, well, just this one time. Well, the problem with just this one time is it always leaves you thirsty for more. So you could sleep with somebody one time and say it's just this one time, but your flesh is now on fire because you have given it a taste of that thing. If someone is addicted to something and they go through rehab for it, right? If they've been without it for a while and then they get back around it and they partake of it and they say, well, it's just this one time, what happens is the thirst for that begins to grow because now they've had a taste of it. So it is with sex. So it is with sin. Because your flesh is sin nature. So when you get a taste of that, it's like this. Your soul, your flesh becomes blazing for it, thirsty for it, and you can't get enough. And that's the problem with sin, is you'll go into it thinking, oh, it's just this one time, or it only happened a few times, but then now your flesh has had a taste and it wants more and more and more. So you have got to get with the everlasting water and quench that thirst.